It's telling me I can't go live because it was removed on Facebook. Oh, are we live? It says streaming.
We're live.
All
Go
right.
ahead and
Yep.
Welcome, Kayak Anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
Jason the 20-Inchers Susquehanna River podcast is proudly partnered with these great companies. Railblazer, think outside the tackle box. Achigan brand, the official brand for smallmouth bass. Kayak cushion for them long days on the water. Ken's Jigs, need a custom jig? Don't look any further. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the show. Could this be the 20? I don't know.
Hey,
what's going on, Sean?
Not
Good
much.
evening.
Man. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
So we got Michael Bradley coming in already. What's up, Michael Bradley? Thanks for joining us tonight. So what's been going on, Sean?
Not much. Doing a little fun fishing, but not super successful. I caught a lot of dinks, nothing of any major size. I think in the past 2 weeks, my biggest fish is like 17 and a half and quickly goes down from there. I caught a 15 today and I caught a 16 on Friday, but a lot of dinks in Wrightsville lately. So
yeah, you got to go a little far up north.
Yeah,
that seems to be where all the bigger fish are. I wish I would have learned that years ago. I spent a lot of time fishing Wrightsville, although I did catch some nice fish down there.
Yeah, I mean, I've caught fish down there before, big fish, but just not lately. Good evening, Ken.
Yeah.
Good to see you, bud.
Yeah, what's up, Ken? Thanks everybody for coming on and checking out the show this weekend. This is Chasing the 20-Inchers, the Susquehanna River podcast. You know how we normally start our show. We go over the river levels. The river levels are brought to you by Railblazer. Think outside the tackle box. So we're going to start with Harrisburg. Harrisburg right now is sitting at 3.19 feet, kind of leveling out, looks like.
All right, we'll jump to Lewisburg. I just took it off my bet.
There you go.
So Lewisburg is looks like it's had a couple of rises and falls there, but we're going down to 1.26 feet. So on the lower end there.
Yeah. And that's the West Branch.
West Branch, right.
The next one is Marietta. Marietta's sitting at 33.01 feet. Also looks like they're kind of leveling out right now.
Yeah, it was low when I was out there today. There was definitely some spots where I had to get out and portage a little bit up in the rocks below 30. So, and our last one
And
is
then
the
the
North
last one,
Branch,
go ahead, Sean.
and that's Towanda. And looks like Towanda's having a rise up there. So, well, I mean, sometimes the chart can be deceiving, but because it's still only sitting at half a foot, but definitely water is coming up a little bit. It looks like it was really, really low at one point. Looks like a few days ago. So looks like they finally got some rain that they needed.
Yeah. That couple days ago, that's the lowest I've seen it. I think I
Yeah.
said that 2 weeks ago on the podcast. It was really low back then too, but wow.
Yeah, that's
Where do the fish
really
go
low.
when it gets like that?
I don't know, man. They're
Yeah.
probably stack up though.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're probably stacked up in one deep hole somewhere. But as you all know, well, some of you may not know, we had two really big tournaments, kayak tournaments on the Susquehanna the past 2 weekends. We had Kayak Adventure Series here 2 weeks ago, and then we also had the No Limit Power Hour brought to you by Native. That was the same weekend as the Kayak Adventure Series. And then last weekend we had the Team Kayak Series, which is a new series that the Fluke Master
Gene Jensen
came out with, and Gene, I really enjoyed that format that he has going on. That's a really cool event. And tonight we have the winners, the champions of both weekends for them two tournaments. So before we bring them in, though, we do have our Chegan photos of the week. Starting off with Harold Meyer. And this is a really cool story. This guy has stage 3 cancer, and one of his buddies took him out wade fishing on the Susquehanna. I think actually the Juniana. He was on the Juniana, and he got to catch a couple fish, and he sent some photos in of them. So that's really cool. That's a cool story that somebody has enough patience and stuff to do that, to bring somebody out on the river that has a sickness like that. So that's really cool.
Congrats, Harold. That's awesome, bud. Our next one is from B1 Yang. I've seen him post a lot in the comments too. So thanks for being active on the social media end of things. And that's a beautiful fish there too. So thanks for sending that in.
And then next we have Caleb J. Byler.
Look at that.
That looks like a 20-incher. That might be a 20-incher there.
I mean, he's
good job.
Yeah. That is a very pretty fish. Next, we have Cameron Shearer.
Yeah, thanks for sending that
in. With another healthy looking smallie. It looks like a lot of these folks are waiting. They got a lot of people have waders on, so maybe I need to get out and wait a little bit.
I think there was a lot of waiting going on over the past 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
All right, next we have J Duke. One of our regulars, Jay Duke. Good job, Jay. Thanks for sending that in.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Then we have John DeVal with another. I love when they have the huge tail like that. It's just made to live in the current.
Yeah, get that. Oh, yeah. All right, next we have Joshua Weaver with a beautiful redfish.
That's
my stepson. He was down in the Outer Banks. He caught that last weekend.
That's awesome. And then another regular, Scotty Hepner, submitting another beautiful smallie. Thanks, Scotty, appreciate you sending that in.
All right, next we have Randy Rosenberry, the nice largemouth.
Yeah, I was going to say. Greenfish are okay, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, ain't got nothing wrong with greenfish.
All right, and then we have one of our guests tonight, Ewing Miner, with a tank of a smallie there. So nice fish there. Hopefully we'll hear more about that.
And then we have Kristine Fischer that's a beautiful picture.
Agreed.
Nice fish,
Agreed.
Kristine.
And last but not least is our very own Carlisle Esterly with his big fish from the kayak. That was the team kayak series,
Team
right?
kayak series. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I should have
almost
done what
hooked up.
Ewing told me to do. I should have let that fish rest a little bit. I probably could have got 20 inches out of it.
Yeah. Well, now you know for next time. So but nice fish either way, bud.
Yeah. Thanks for sending them pictures in, guys. We appreciate you. Keep them coming. We enjoy looking at all the wonderful fish we have and all our fans catching them.
Absolutely.
So that's cool. So Fluke Masters truck at Bass Pro a few weekends ago. Yep, that was him. All right, Sean, without further ado, you want to bring our champions in?
Yeah, let's welcome to the Chasing the 20s podcast, Ewing Miner and Kristine Fischer.
Hey, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on. I seen Kristine were you at the weigh-in today at the Bassmasters?
Yeah, I've been there all week. Yeah, it's been feels like I just got done with ICAST. A lot of talking, a lot of the seminar and just a lot of shoots and stuff that we had to do, and very emotional, very heavy final event for the Elite Series guys. A lot of good friends that their Elite Series career was ended this weekend, and a lot of them didn't make the Classic. Some did. It was just a heavy event. So yeah, but all good, part of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we wanted to get into the last 2 weekends here on the Susquehanna River with all the events going on. How you guys broke down the low water conditions, the clear water, getting in all that stuff. The first tournament we want to go over was the Kayak Adventure Series. That was 2 weekends ago. You guys got the team championship in that one, right? You guys teamed up for that one?
Yeah, yeah, both of them.
I think was there 3 or 4 tournaments going on at once? There was Bass Nation.
4 or 5, actually, I think.
Yeah.
I remember
Native, right?
It was the 5th event of the season, and there were 5 events total.
Yeah, there were 5 events. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
5 different tournaments,
so
which I think is awesome.
Did you guys fish all the events?
I tried to, but I missed the deadline on most of them. So
Oh no.
Yeah, not going to do that again. But you live and you learn.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't imagine the logistics of doing all of those together. That had to be quite an undertaking. But
it's actually Tourney X makes it really easy because you just go in and you, when you go to submit your fish, instead of clicking the one tournament, you click all 5 of them. And I did hear there were some issues with the native one having to submit your fish separately.
Oh.
But aside from that, just same process. You just select the tournaments you want to submit it to, and it's very simple.
Yeah. It is kind of nice.
Yeah. I remember reading that.
How does it work? Go ahead, Sean.
No, I was just going to say, I remember reading that, they were doing their best to make sure you could submit all your fish to, instead of having to do it individually. But yeah.
Yeah, they made it super easy because I fished the Power Hour and the Kayak Adventure Series, and they made it super easy for doing that. But how does it work if you're not a member? I know certain certain trails, you have to be a member. So do you have to actually go on their website and pay for the membership fee and then sign up for the tournaments?
Yeah, it was just over $650 if you paid for every single tournament entry fee, every possible thing you could have done, because I paid all of it. So yeah. I think 2 or 3 of them had memberships: PA Bass Nation, Slay Nation, and then I think Keystone had a membership too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Membership free on the Keystone. Yeah. I actually made it into that one.
So I know, Kristine, you fared out very well for the first weekend of the tournaments. I think you took about $9,000 home in that first weekend, right?
It was just over 7 the first weekend, just under 8 over, 70. I don't know, 70. It was, really good. I'm so impressed with, Drew's tournament, his format that with the GoPro bonus built in, like it pays really, really well. I mean, think about the guy that won. I won 2,500 for second, and Ewing and I won 2,500 apiece for the team. That's incredible for as low of an entry fee that is. And there was just 104 anglers, I think, in that one. And the guy that won it took home $7,500. That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
so I was
huge.
really,
yeah.
and not to mention that's paying out pretty deep into the field.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, Ewing,
Yeah.
I think, it paid very well, very deep into the field. Our buddies, Jordan, and obviously my boyfriend Guillermo got third, and they got, I think, $800 or $900 a piece for the team deal for third. I mean, that's really good.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with that. Big kudos to Drew. I mean, that makes it, we as anglers, that do this for, all the time, it's really nice when you're cutting paychecks, deeper into the field, that you can cover all of your expenses and then some, and definitely could do that with Drew's event.
And for only being like the second year that he's been doing it, that's huge. I mean, it can only go up from here, really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I was a little skeptical about his events just because they were new, and there's not enough talk about them really. He ran. It was, no offense to anyone else, but it was the best awards I've ever been to. He had people. I wish I had some phone issues, or I could have, contributed to submitting a clip to actually play while they call you up, and just the little details like having a venue that's, it's different than, we're accustomed to like a hotel meeting room or something. And he had it. I know he has it a lot of times in theaters, but this one was at a little bar, and it was just a entertaining event for all. Even if you didn't know anyone that was getting a check, you would still have a good time hanging out and seeing people's fish catches and all that. I really enjoyed fishing his event.
And everybody there, I mean, Ewing can probably speak to this too. One thing that I noticed, we fished a lot of the Bassmaster and used to be the Hobie stuff, and it was just a very tense, kind of highly competitive atmosphere. Drew's events, all of the competitors there are so freaking happy. Like everybody's just jacked up. They're smiling. And maybe if there's a lot of newer people that are fishing, a lot of local kind of grassroots anglers. And it just kind of it revives me and kind of fills my cup, because I feel like the whole atmosphere, everyone just had the best dang time. And, I think that's probably because it's maybe, just set up to be a fun event, but also Drew does a lot of stuff, with the micro bag and just a lot of fun things where people can win prizes and fun little trophies and money. And I don't know, I just think the whole thing was really great. And I fished one last year. I actually won the team event last year with my buddy Jordan up in Wisconsin, and I was blown away with the event last year. And this year was just the same. Like they just keep getting better, and I hope to fish more of them next year if I can.
What are your guys' thoughts on
the
Friday night, Saturday, the kind of aspect of it? That was the first tournament I ever fished like that.
It was different, and especially with the long drives to, where I was staying. I think Kristine was in a similar situation, but
that was brutal. Yeah,
late and then getting back on the water early. It took a toll on me, and I'm 23 years old.
So imagine adding like 14 years to that. Like I felt like I hit by a bus. I mean, G and I think got an hour and 25 minutes of sleep Friday night. So yeah, we were late to getting on the water, pretty late on Saturday, but it's great because Friday kind of feels like a bonus day, because it is your best 10. Essentially, you kind of you feel like, and you and I are like, we just really need to both contribute like 5 good fish, right, in 2 days. So it really feels like Friday is kind of a bonus day, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah, Sean and I got lucky. We know somebody that has a cabin up that way, and we stayed. We weren't that far, 30 minutes off the river, Sean.
Yeah,
I think it was something like that. So we got off the water at 8:00 Friday night, and then had a nice little meal, and then went to sleep, and we had a nice night of sleep. So that was nice. We didn't have to drive our normal hour and a half or so.
Yep.
So that was cool. But we didn't fare too well in that tournament because Sean had a family emergency and he had to leave early Saturday. So I was in the individual too. So I just did what I could as far as catching as many fish as I could. That was fun though. I really enjoy his tournaments. That was my second one. I fished the one he did up in Towanda last year when we had that big hurricane come through and the water levels were at like 13 feet or something like that. And Friday got canceled for us. So he made Saturday a longer day. I think it was like a 12-hour day on Saturday. So we fished it and it was pretty neat. They had awards in the old theater up there and all the camaraderie and stuff is really cool. I give a big shout out to Drew for putting something together like that. That was awesome.
For sure.
So when did you guys get in town? Did you get any pre-fishing done before the Kayak Adventure Series started?
I'm trying to remember when G and I rolled in. I think we got in on Tuesday night and we fished. I think we fished a little bit Wednesday, fished on Thursday. But you know, I've fished every tournament the last 8 years we've had them on the Susky. So for me, it's like I just need to kind of knowing, I fished it with water levels fairly similar to this. I think 2022 was very similar to this. So I kind of already knew what I was going to do, and I didn't even really practice in the area I ended up fishing. I just kind of like to go places where I feel like the least amount of people are going to be. So, and I don't think Ewing practiced at all. I just kind of told him, hey, you're going to be fine. It's just like when you did well in 2022.
It was not. It was not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got in like 1:30 is when I hit the water on Thursday. Had to be off the water at 6. I hit 2 different ramps. You know, I caught some decent fish, and I was feeling pretty good about Friday, but Friday came around and seemed like I was running from the fish. I only caught, and we had 6 hours to fish on Friday, and I caught fast.
Friday was tough for a lot of people.
Yeah, which is weird because it was a full moon, and usually like the afternoon and evening is better on that full moon, but it was really tough for me.
You would have thought you would have been able to go out there and just throw a top water or whatever.
We were expecting the top water, but
it wasn't anything like that on Friday for us where we were.
For me, it was. I had 94 on Friday, all on top water.
Wow.
But yeah, I only got 3 over 19 though on Friday, and I was trying to get the, I didn't really. I told Ewing, I was like, I think we need to have all our fish be over 19. So I wasn't really too stoked on the 18 and change. I wanted our fish to be over 19, and I think I only got 3 of those on Friday, if I remember right. So wasn't as good.
That's a good way to start because you got all day Saturday to fill in them gaps. That's what I really like about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Saturday morning then came and we had that full moon that was coming down. And did you guys start getting bit right away Saturday morning, or did it take a little bit of time?
I had a fairly productive morning. I think I caught a 17 and a half, 18 and a half, and a 17 and a quarter before the sun got up. And then it got really slow and really tough on me for a good while until it got, towards midday, and they started picking back up. I think they were just feeding so much at night that you had a very small window in the early morning, and then it was a major lull until they start getting hungry again about 11 o'clock noon.
Yeah, I kind of went through the same thing with that. I really started catching them though after 11 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't really hardly fish at all until about 11:30. I had a pretty disastrous Saturday. It was really bad. I put a big crack in my links, and then I kind of messed up the steering system on it on, I think it was Thursday. So I borrowed an inflatable kayak from Jake Harshman there that didn't have a pedal drive. That boat's pretty big, and I had my Torpedo on it, and my motor I got down to where I was fishing and my motor started throwing issues and stopped working. And that I learned very quickly that not having a pedal drive on the river does not suit the way I fish at all. Very, very difficult. So not only then did I have no motor to like stand up and try to at least maneuver real shallow and power fish like I like to, I had to paddle it and or drag it and try to wade with it. And you think like for an inflatable, it should be really light and easy to fish that river. Because the bottom material is that, you know, the material like that rubberish material, it's stuck to everything. And there were so
I
many
actually
times.
just started fishing the Innovative Sportsman this year, and I was just telling Carlisle before we started, I'm like, I'm second guessing not having pedals. I mean, I still have my Outback that if I need to, but I've been trying to use it, and I'm like, I spend way more time with a paddle in my lap than I ever did, and I'm not sure I like that.
I had a lot of issues, even on Friday. Lost a couple fish because I couldn't. I was like, I felt myself reaching down for my rudder that didn't exist to try to use my pedal drive to get to the fish, to get them where I needed to. It was a disaster in that thing. And I'm sure that I'm just not used to it, but I spent the first several hours trying to fix my motor. Then I was miles away from where I wanted to fish and where like my fish were. So I spent about 2 hours dragging that boat upriver to get to the small stretch. And when I finally got there, I think it was like around noon. I had 0 fish. I think I might have caught one like a 17 or something first thing in the morning before my motor went out. And then the rest, several hours, was just miserable. I had to try to paddle, had to drag that thing. And I learned I'm not super strong, like trying to drag that over rocks, and it sucked. But as soon as I got to the area, it took me a couple hours to drag it up there. I think it was like almost 2 miles upriver. I had to drag it to get to where I wanted to fish. And when I got there, I put up 92 pretty quick, just waiting with it. So that, you know, not the day I wanted to have, but Ewing had a really good day, which was awesome. I wasn't worried about him. So that kind of helped carry us for the rest of it. But my Saturday was pretty brutal for a long time.
He says I had
it seems to be
about a quarter inch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we needed that though. I mean, compared to your Friday, it was good.
Yeah,
it was good. I think we both were pretty upset with our days, but they turned it out to be okay, like comparatively to the rest of the field. Yeah. But we both were like, we had pretty rough days on the Susky, you know, compared to what we're usually get or what we were expecting, you know. But it worked out.
I think it really just came down to what. I don't know if it was an algae bloom. Maybe y'all know more about this, but that like it was a weird green, cloudy color to it, and there was like clumps of, I don't know.
I've seen that. Yep.
Just
green stuff
floating down the river, and that really had the fish in a funk.
That with the moon, I think the moon sucked pretty bad too. That full moon.
Yeah. I ended up finding where I caught most of my fish was I found an area that was it was upstream of where I ended up catching them, was like choked out in eelgrass, and it was clear, beautiful water like you're used to seeing on the Susquehanna, and they were just stacked all in there. And I caught some really nice fish fishing through there.
Yeah, I noticed that on Saturday too. There was a lot of algae floating. I'm pretty sure that turns the fish off a little bit because they see all this stuff going by them, and then they see baits going by them, and they don't know what to do. But so what did you guys wind up with as far as inches? I think it was your best 10 fish for the team tournament for the Kayak Adventure Series.
I think I ended up best 5 personally for the Kayak Adventure Series. I think I had 92.5 because I think I had 92 in a quarter on Saturday, and I only had 1 fish from Friday that ended up helping me.
I think I had 95 3/4, 95 3/4, 96, one of those two. But I think it was 95 3/4.
Okay, nice. So were you guys just fishing history pretty much, or did you were you looking for something something different, or did you, when you found the fish, was it mostly like some history spots that you fished in the past?
So on Friday, I did fish history. I fished the same milk run that I fished in 2022 for the BOS event when I got second, with similar water levels, and they just weren't there. I checked one of the places during practice, and I caught a really nice fish, and then, saw a couple of the, 19 to 20 inch fish and felt really good. But there were a few fish in that one area, and it seemed like everywhere else I fished through there was just dead. They weren't back there. And I ended up finding, I think all of my fish came off of water that I had never fished before on that river in that particular tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
Were you guys mostly wade fishing?
No, I was mainly fishing out of my kayak. I only got out of it if I couldn't pedal.
And I had to wade. Yeah, I had to wade.
I know on Saturday morning, I should
Jake's selling that kayak.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't blame him.
Yeah, Jake's selling that kayak if you're interested.
If they put a pedal drive in that, it'd be probably one of the best systems out there. But that was very, very eye-opening for me, how the Mirage drive specifically, for being able to, I can draft shallower in a lynx and move my boat shallower in a lynx, and that can go with any type of motor. That was very eye-opening, and I hands down now believe that with low water conditions, there's no better kayak than one with a Mirage drive in it. Lynx in particular.
I was curious about the lynx and how that did with the rocks in the Susky, because Harshman actually had one for a little bit and cracked it almost immediately, and so that kind of scared me away a little bit.
Well, you put a crack in it, but it's all foam, so it doesn't. Right. It's just aesthetics that it really affects. Gotcha. Like I put a crack. I have 2 cracks in mine too, and I do a lot of musky stuff that I put cracks in it. But the cracks don't. You're not gonna. The boat can't really sink.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't shy away from that at all.
Yeah, I actually didn't put any. I have 2 cracks in it, but I forget what type of, some sort of like epoxy or something that is safe with that type of plastic that I used on it to seal up those cracks so that foam doesn't get waterlogged. But in the meantime, if I'm fishing a tournament, because you've got to let it completely dry out before you put anything on it.
Right.
But it's not going to sink, like she said. I didn't put any new cracks in it on the Susquehanna. Those were just from, I use it for duck hunting because it's a good throw and go, and I take it places it definitely shouldn't be. There's still just red clay all in the floor of it, and it does everything I need it to. And that was the first time fishing a tournament out of it. I was a little bit worried about losing fish, but if you position your net at the end of the board, it's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
They have the side rails on them too.
Yeah,
they have them side rails.
Mine does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's bare bones.
That's one thing that worried me.
That's it.
Because my fish always flop off the board, and I'd be afraid they just go right in the water. So I guess if you have them rails, you feel a little bit safer.
Yeah, I didn't have any close calls with mine, so I felt pretty good about it. Like I have the rails on it, and like Ewing said, I use my net too to kind of as a backboard there. And I didn't, I had a couple flop on the deck of it, but I never felt like it was in jeopardy of going over.
Kristine, I know you fished pedaled at least the iTrek 11 angler, and I was curious about that because I know one of the things that I liked about the Innovative Sportsman was that it's like double thick in certain spots, because I've heard like with other Hobie inflatable, like people puncturing it with fish fins and stuff. So yeah. That's one thing I was a little afraid of, and I was curious if they might have beefed up the iTrek angler at all, if you knew.
For the new ones that they released at ICAST, I think they're still kind of in pre-production stages, but that's been something that I've been pushing for them to do. But then again, the one thing about that iTrek, I don't have any issues pulling that over stuff. It moves a
Right.
lot easier. That Innovative Sportsman one, it really stuck to everything, and it was hard for me to get it even like really shallow water. It would just, if it beached it at all, it was tough to drag it. So I think there's pros and cons, and you have to kind of just figure out what works better for you.
Right.
So
the good thing about the inflatables is, you know, they are a 3. There's
chamber
3.
system.
Yes.
chambers.
Yep.
So, I mean, I know in the 2022 event, Harshman was fishing out of an iTrek. He popped the middle one, and he said it folded on him like a taco. But he was still able to make it back to the ramp.
And if you they make those patch kits for them that you can just throw on top of it, that fixes it so fast. And, you know, you see and carry some of that stuff with you. And I don't care, you know, if I have looks like a Dalmatian at the end of the day with a bunch of patch kits, it doesn't really bother me. But I just recommend always carrying those.
Yeah, no, Jeff Little hooked me up with, you know, a pretty good instruction about how to patch on the fly. So
yeah.
Well, we're going to take a 30-second commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to Chasing the 20 Inchers, the Susquehanna River podcast. We have the champions of the past 2 weekends, Kristine Fischer and Ewing Minor. I seen in the comments somebody said Flex Seal for the patch.
I don't think that's probably the epoxy he was talking about.
It'd probably work.
No.
You know, I used Flex Seal on my bass tracker at one point. The welder ended up getting mad at me because it was a pain to clean off. But it'll work on that. It'll probably work on a kayak.
I think.
Yeah. Well,
is that all you have
here?
You need to learn how to.
You need to learn how.
Oh yeah. I've actually tilted my motor.
I had mine tilted. And
still issue that I see, because I mean I run my Pro Angler with a motor on it all the time, and an issue I see with especially low water conditions, if you tilt that motor up and you can be spooking fish,
it's so loud
away from you, is just because that blade just touches the surface of the water.
Yeah, it's like almost cavitating a little bit. It's really loud.
Giant whopper plopper.
Yeah.
It's their worst.
That's what happened to me. I was spooking so many big fish. Even when I got out of my kayak and was trying to wade fish, I was trying to move super slow, and I was still seeing huge wakes gone away from me 100 yards away. I'm like, man, these fish are so smart.
They were.
But yeah, I had a. Yeah, they were spooky. And I wonder if the moon had something to do with that too. I don't know.
I just think it was just really shallow water. You know, anytime you have shallow, you know, kind of clear water, the fish are spooky. And that's why I think the motors are great. But in situations like that, I really do think that they're kind of a disadvantage in a lot of ways when you're fishing shallow.
Yeah, I think you guys made the right decision with the Hobie links and the foot control, the what do you call it?
Mirage drive.
Mirage drive. Yeah.
A Mirage drive. That's what I was looking for. That's probably the quietest thing you guys could have done without, you know, I think you even said you didn't use a motor on the Team Kayak series.
No, not at all. You didn't have a motor for any of it. I don't think, right? Yeah. You didn't have a motor for any of it. And I, like, hindsight, I wish I would have used the links for Drews. I think that I could have had a way more productive tournament. And I ended up using the links for the next one and did. So yeah, definitely the kayak
that was smart on your part. That was probably the quietest way to do it. So after that tournament, the first weekend with the Kayak Adventure Series and all them other tournaments that were going on, did you guys do a lot more pre-fishing that week before the team kayak series?
So well, Kristine had a different story, but I spent Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday just fishing other bodies of water. I checked out some small lakes around the area just because I know how much that river can change in a week. And I didn't want to find a bite that was going to go away by the weekend. And what I feared even more was writing something off that by the end of the week would be really good.
That is a lot of time.
Yeah, it's
for things to change.
In lakes, it can happen, but especially on river systems like that, falling water. I wasn't sure if there was some rain in the forecast, maybe there would be a jump and that would completely write off everything. So I just enjoyed the area, caught some largemouth, and I got out there on Wednesday was when I started my pre-fishing.
Yeah, mine was definitely different. Unfortunately, G and I went out to just a different kind of some old history stuff of mine that I didn't fish for Drew's. I needed some content for Berkeley. They're dropping a couple new baits this fall. So we went out and just fun fished. And I had over 96 in a couple hours on a buzz bait. It was awesome day. We went out to eat that night. And then I got just deathly ill. I mean, I don't get sick ever. And I mean, COVID didn't phase me. I hear there's like a razor throat COVID going around or some other sort of Wuhan lab stuff that's going around. It took me out in a really, really bad way. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I was pretty much like laying down in bed. G was supposed to go home after Monday, and he ended up staying and taking care of me. It was that bad. And I still had issues during the tournament, unfortunately. Like Saturday was really rough for me. But yeah, like the sickest I've been since I can remember. And it bummed me out because everybody's texting me saying the fishing's incredible. And I just wanted to get out and fun fish, And I wasn't able to do that the rest of the week, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, at least you were healthy enough to fish the tournament on Saturday and Sunday then.
Yeah, I just barely got through it. It was, very rough for me. Very rough.
I know at the awards, you were saying something about on Saturday, you were like laying on a rock. That's how sick you were. You felt really bad.
Like for an hour, like rolling back and forth. I thought my appendix had ruptured. It was so bad. Like I had just terrible, terrible sharp pains I almost called 911. I called the tournament director, tried getting a hold of somebody at my ramp. And I had tears running down my face. It was so bad. And that would last until about 8:30, 8:45 in the morning. And I literally probably looked like I was having a relapse, like out there just rolling back and forth on this rock in the middle of the river. It was brutal, but it's always something. I'm just used to it at this point.
Yeah. And then you guys go ahead and rack up 193 inches in 2 days. That's amazing.
Well, it was fishing really good. I mean, I thought Ewing kind of let me know, like, the few days he practiced a little bit and he said it's just getting better and better. And we kind of predicted that, I think, after Drew's with the way the water was going and just the moon and everything. We knew it was going to fish a lot better. And it did. It allowed me to just not be able to fish the hardest or fish as long and just still they was just fishing so good that we were able to take advantage of it,
That's awesome. Was that your first time fishing the team kayak series, or did you guys have other events with them?
Yeah,
that was my
first time as well.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that? The whole layout of it and the way the awards were and stuff. I thought it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was good. They had some really great sponsor giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
Payouts need some work, and we talked to Gene about that. He's already working it up, but he had it set up the way it was because of it being a new series, and he wanted to make sure that people got paid, and it wasn't like if a really low turnout that 2 teams take all the money. So he set it up that way, but he said he's going to change it going into the next season of that series.
Yeah. Well, I was really surprised on the turnout. I thought he would have had a way higher number of teams in that. But I think a lot of people got turned off from what happened the weekend before. Because normally when you have a tournament on a Susquehanna, you're looking at 100 people at the minimum, you know. And we had Gene on the podcast way back. I think it was February or something like that, and we talked about it, and we were telling him, oh man, you're not going to have no problem getting 75 people to 100 people in this tournament. And then I think we only had 29 teams or something like that, and I was like, wow.
I think it was
if we would have had 50. Was it 25? Yeah, it
was not, which I think for them it was one of their highest turnouts for teams. I think maybe I'm wrong on that, but
we did a little bit better at
Nickajack. Okay.
That was in conjunction with the Tennessee Bass Nation.
Yeah, that helps. And that's the thing. I think if, like Ewing said, he and I think we won and we made just barely over $1,000 a piece. And that wouldn't normally cover somebody's trip for winning the tournament. So I think if you would have had another event, like I would have loved to jackpot another event for that weekend, or have like an individual side pot for it or something else, just give us opportunity to try to, make some money back. I think that would have helped them a lot.
Yeah. And with there being 5 tournaments the weekend before, that probably drew so many anglers in.
Yeah.
Money's tight for a lot of people right now. It's hard to get out and go fish tournaments on back-to-back weekends. So I think that also hurt him a little bit.
Yeah. I think so too.
Just unfortunate timing.
Smalley chaser impacted the region by the DQ guys, hit the people hard. Yeah, that's what I was talking about as far as what happened the weekend before. We're not going to get into that, but I think that turned off a lot of people. It almost sounds like some people got their money back from the team tournament. They didn't want to fish it or something.
But I don't understand that personally, because why would that? I thought it was handled appropriately by the TV, it was. So I don't know what were people, and I didn't hear that people were turned off by it. What would be their reason for being turned off? The guy got caught, got DQ'd, the proper measures were taken. I'm not sure what was done wrong there.
Yeah,
and
maybe not everybody knew the whole story.
Yeah, I do know that the 2 tournament directors, Gene and Michael, they were both keeping an eye on that specific area to make sure that nobody was making that same issue.
Yeah, I thought it was handled right. Mm-hmm.
How big of an adjustment for Kristine to go from a boat tournament to a kayak tournament?
I mean, huge. Still. It's huge. Like Ewing's done both. I mean, for me, I didn't, this is pretty much my first year in a bass boat. It's a entirely different world. A lot of things that you have to, it's basically relearning a system all over again. From trolling motor to boat positioning to all of that. It's a huge process, and just time management and flow of things. But I'm having fun with it. It's a new challenge. It's going to take me a while.
Yeah, do you ever find yourself like, when you're in your boat, do you ever find yourself like trying to find the steering for the Hobie over here?
No, I haven't done that. I haven't done that quite yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if I do.
No. Yeah.
If we pay close,
well, we want to congratulate you guys. I mean, to come up here. What was that?
I was saying, if we pay close enough attention in her videos, we might see her grabbing for it when she doesn't even know.
Yeah,
I do I spend so much time in that kayak that
I was going to say there's probably times when you're in the boat where you're like, man, if I had my kayak, I could get in that little spot back there,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I know Ewing said he was coming up in September. I don't know if Kristine is. Did you hear about the Susquehanna Fish and Tackle Classic? September 20th? I did.
Yeah, the $10,000 one, if they hit their amount of anglers. Trust me, I want to really bad, but I haven't been home since May. I've got a lot of shoots and a lot of last minute things coming up in September. I do have that weekend open, but it would require me to take the only 4 days that I don't have anything on my calendar and fly out there, get a half a day of practice, and then fish it. So I'll probably just not be able to fish that one, unfortunately. Wish I could, but I gotta say no sometimes. It's hard.
Yeah, we get it. Well, we wanted to bring you guys on here and congratulate you guys to come up here and do what you guys did. It's that's a pretty awesome task. I know you guys have history on this river, but there was a lot of locals that fished these tournaments, and they fish this river all the time. You guys to come up here and kick butt like you did, that's freaking awesome.
Thank you. Sean,
you got anything?
No, I just wanted to thank you guys for coming on. It's awesome to see how you guys do on the Susquehanna. I mean, it's really a testament to how you guys fish and that you can consistently put up big numbers like you do. So congrats again, and thanks for coming on. We appreciate you, and good luck moving forward.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And we'll see you in September, Ewing.
I'll see you. Hopefully I get to hop back on your podcast afterwards.
There you go.
All right, you guys. Carlos. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys.
All right.
I
gotta get used to this delay. We got to figure that out because it's so weird that I feel like it's only you that I get that delay with, but it's
well, you're getting a delay from me.
Yeah, like I think when I start talking, I think there's a little bit of a delay for you.
Oh,
but it's all good.
Maybe
we will figure it out.
I feel like we're always cutting each other off.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we appreciate everyone watching the show. Keep sending them photos in. I always make a post like the day before the podcast. Usually it's something like one of my fish or one of Sean's fishes. And, we say post your photos in the comments below. And we appreciate everybody that's been doing it. The numbers are getting bigger and bigger every week. We appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you next time on Chasing the 20 Inchers. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, for future shows, like, follow, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our individual channels and accounts too. Want to be a guest on one of our shows and talk of adventures, gear, or products? Contact us. Thank you for watching The Noob Show with Matt Gibson, Chasing the Tide with Dustin Nichols, The Rusty Hook with John Rapp, The River Run with Adam Fraser Pross, May Contain Fishing with Daniel Woodcock, Chasing the 20s with Carlisle Esterly and Sean Lavery, Friday Night Bites with Brian Schiller. Thanks for tuning into the Paddle and Fin Network. Subscribe and always wear your PFD.